You can't do shit. I don't give a fuck.
So I better be quiet.
I don't give a fuck if y'all was quiet, if y'all was loud.
Gervonta Tank Davis and Lamont Roach have been at odds for quite some time, with tensions steadily escalating until the explosive face-off that turned into one of the most intense moments of the boxing world in recent memory. Their rivalry has grown to such a level that their recent face-to-face confrontation nearly spiraled out of control, involving shouting, pushing, and intervention by security. It was evident from the start that this was no ordinary face-off. Tank, known for his calm demeanor, lost his cool and got up in Roach's face with one intention in mind: to end the rivalry and make it clear that he wasn't playing around. This altercation came after months of verbal jabs and shots taken at one another, both in interviews and on social media. The animosity between them reached a boiling point when they finally faced off for the first time since all the drama started. Roach, however, seemed unfazed by Tank's anger, even provoking him further, laughing and shaking his head, which only fueled the fire. For Tank Davis, it was never just about winning the fight, it was about sending a message. He's been the face of the lightweight division for years, knocking out anyone who dared to face him, and he wasn't going to let Lamont Roach change that. The encounter highlighted how personal this rivalry had become. Tank made it clear that he wasn't just interested in winning, but in leaving his legacy intact and showing the world that he was still the dominant force in the division. However, things weren't always this heated between the two. In the months leading up to their clash, Tank had been dismissive of Roach, calling him a nobody and claiming he wasn't on his level. Roach, in turn, fired back, claiming Tank had been avoiding tougher competition and making easy fights. This back and forth in the media had already set the stage for what was shaping up to be a heated confrontation, but things took a different turn when a private encounter between the two nearly resulted in a fight. According to reports, Roach confronted Tank at a private event in front of a group of fighters, something Tank did not appreciate. This disrespect only fueled Tank's fire and made their rivalry even more personal. Tank felt that Roach was acting out of line, and the animosity was only growing stronger. Roach, for his part, appeared to relish in the drama. Instead of backing down or trying to calm the situation, he continued to taunt Tank, making it clear that he wasn't intimidated. The moment of truth came when they faced off at the press conference. The exchange started like any other, two fighters staring each other down, trying to psych the other out. But this time, it was different. Tank's usual cold stare intensified, and Roach, instead of backing off, smirked as if he was trying to get inside Tank's head. This was a huge mistake. Tank snapped, lunging toward Roach, shouting, "I'm ending you." This was not just trash talk, it was a direct challenge, and it was clear that Tank wasn't going to back down. The situation quickly escalated, with the two fighters exchanging insults. Roach fired back, telling Tank that he wasn't ending anything, to which Tank retorted, "You ain't ending nothing, you're done." The tension was palpable, and the crowd could feel that something big was about to happen. Security rushed in to separate the two, but Tank wasn't done. He kept yelling insults at Roach, making it clear that he wasn't just coming to win, he was coming to destroy. This moment of aggression from Tank was unusual, given that he is typically calm and calculated before fights. He's known for his ability to stay focused and composed in the ring, but this face-off had clearly gotten under his skin. Some people speculated that Roach had planned this all along, to provoke Tank into getting emotional and throwing him off his game. In some ways, it worked. Tank was visibly rattled, and his anger was evident. However, it's important to remember that getting Tank mad is not always a bad strategy for him. When Tank fights with emotion, it usually works in his favor. We've seen this before, most notably in his fight against Rolando "Rolly" Romero. Romero talked trash leading up to the fight, trying to get under Tank's skin, but when they finally stepped into the ring, Tank ended the fight in spectacular fashion. His anger often translates into more aggression and focus in the ring. So while Roach might have succeeded in getting Tank fired up, it might not necessarily work to his advantage when the bell rings. Tank has proven time and again that when he's pushed to his limits, he comes out even stronger. Roach might have underestimated the consequences of poking the bear. While he might have rattled Tank, he also might have set himself up for the fight of his life, one that could very well end in a knockout. Beyond the personal animosity, this fight is also about Tank's legacy. There have been rumors swirling about Tank's retirement plans. He's been talking about stepping away from the sport to focus on his family, having accomplished everything he set out to do. Tank has been in the game for years, and while he's made his money and built a solid legacy, he has expressed a desire to retire in 2025. But before he leaves the sport, Tank is determined to make one last statement. His fight with Lamont Roach could very well be one of his last, and he's not about to let anyone, especially Roach, ruin his farewell run. For Roach, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. He's been trying to make a name for himself in the lightweight division, and fighting Tank Davis is a chance to prove that he belongs at the top. Roach has been calling out Tank for a while, claiming that he's the total package and that Tank has been avoiding tougher competition. He's made it clear that he's not intimidated by Tank's reputation and is ready to bring the fight to him. But while Roach is confident, he's also realistic about the challenge that lies ahead. Tank is a dangerous opponent, and he knows that. Tank Davis is a power punching machine. He's known for his insane knockout power, his incredible footwork, and his ability to end fights in an instant. When he smells blood, it's over. But Roach is no slouch either. He's a skilled fighter with excellent durability, slick defense, and a pressure-heavy style that could potentially push Tank to his limits. Roach's ability to land combinations without his opponents even realizing it could be key in this fight. But the question remains, can Roach drag Tank into deep waters and push him to the later rounds? Or will Tank land a clean shot early and end the fight in a flash? If Tank lands a solid shot early in the fight, it could very well be a short night for Roach. Tank's explosiveness and knockout power are his trademarks, and if Roach doesn't respect that, he could be in for a brutal night. But if Roach can withstand the early onslaught and make Tank work for every punch, things could get interesting. Tank has shown in the past that he can struggle when pushed past his comfort zone. If Roach can drag the fight into the later rounds, he might have a chance to break Tank's rhythm and expose any potential weaknesses. Regardless of how the fight plays out, one thing is for sure, Tank Davis is not just fighting for a title. He's fighting to leave his legacy intact. He's been at the top of the lightweight division for years, and he's not about to let Lamont Roach take that away from him. This fight is more than just about winning, it's about proving that he's still the best. And for Roach, this is his shot at taking the crown and making a statement of his own. The fight is set for March 1st, 2025 at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. It's not just a fight, it's a legacy-defining moment for Tank Davis. The lightweight championship is on the line, but so is Tank's place in boxing history. With rumors of his retirement looming, this could be one of his final moments in the ring. For Lamont Roach, it's an opportunity to upset the odds and make his mark on the division. But whether he's able to pull off the biggest win of his career remains to be seen. Tank Davis has spent years building his legacy, and now, with retirement on the horizon, he's determined to go out with a bang. But Lamont Roach is standing in his way, and this fight could determine whether he walks away with his legacy intact or if Roach is able to pull off the upset of a lifetime. The stakes are high, and both fighters are ready to leave everything in the ring. The world will be watching as these two fighters go head-to-head for the lightweight title. It's going to be a battle that fans won't soon forget.